Hello, everybody. Let me copy this link. So, Beth, Sabrina, Tony, and Josh can join me. I know Josh he said he was all ready. Let's see. That was quick. I had Rob make me tea.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so Sabrina's there. So I just have to wait for her to. What are you doing? Hi, Sharon. Hi, everybody. So we finally, oh, there's Sabrina. There she is. Hey.
I'm looking for my beer.
Oh,
Sorry. I'm in the refrigerator.
all right. So Josh, I know he told me he said he was in the, he was already on the page. So, if he could, what's wrong?
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
Oh, look at this puppy behind you.
yes, we have another puppy living with us. Hi, Beth. Beth, click on the link. Hi, Tom. Hi, everybody. So I'm waiting for Josh. So Josh is already in there. Let me see if he's messaging me. Maybe he didn't see the link. I don't know where Beth is. I mean, Beth is here, I think, but let's see. Hey, D.
Crap. I just want it high enough.
If you can, let me know when you drop the link. I dropped it. It's the first comment. Where's Bethy?
Put it more in the center.
I can't if it's.
All right.
I'm getting frustrated.
Why?
Because I can't find. Found something. I'm trying to rig the phone to work.
Yeah.
My finger.
It's at the top, Beth. Hold on. I'll do it again because I think Josh is looking for it too. Hold on. Invite. Here. Copy. All right. Here it comes again. I'll do it again. So thanks everybody for joining us already. Josh. Oh, here. Okay, here's Beth. Now here's Bethy.
Am I on?
Hey, Bethy.
Hi.
There, is that better?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so now we're just waiting for Josh. Josh, I dropped the link. Just click on that link and we can get you on. Yeah, so I have another doggy staying with me for a little bit.
So cool.
Huh?
I want to pet him.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Paul. Hi, Brian.
No, this ain't bad.
She's like the softest little thing in the world. How is everybody doing with this whole thing? Bethy,
Awful.
I saw you on I saw you online the other night. You haven't been on with us in so long. We miss you.
It's awful. I miss you too. It's awful, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
It's crazy.
and then they have that whole ship show up today in New York. And did you see all the people that were out there? Just see it?
No.
There's like hundreds of people out there to watch the ship pull up.
Oh, really? Or was it the patients or just watching?
No, people just showed up to watch the ship pull up. Beth, can you talk? Somebody said they can't hear you. Sharon said she can't hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I could hear you.
Oh, yeah, things all the way up.
Ron said, I hate people, so the quarantine is easy.
Well, unless you're stuck with someone you don't like, then it's really not
That's
easy.
true.
Just saying.
That's true. This is my new Roscoe's new little roommate.
Oh, you're very pixelated, Taryn.
I am?
Yeah. Like you keep on freezing up, but you're like slow mode.
Let me see where Josh is because he did message me. Hold on. Let me make sure. I'm telling you, one of these days. All right. Is it in the event? I don't see anything in the discussion posts. So, Josh, click on the live video.
What's that going on there?
Right?
No.
So he's in Washington, so he's 3 hours behind us. So that was what the problem was last couple of times we tried having him on. So he was going on. He would message me and he's like,
Taryn, hey Dee.
10:30. It's 10:30 at night. He goes, okay, I'm in here. What time you guys going on? I'm like, dude, it's like 10:30 here. I didn't even realize. So I don't know. I said to him to click on the live video and it's in the comments. So Sabrina and Anthony you guys went to Centralia or you didn't go to Centralia?
We did. We did. Took the ride.
How was it?
Ride. Well, it was a nice ride. It was just, just smooth sailing. There was people on the road, but there was smooth sailing, and we got there, and it was pretty interesting. I wish I would have brought some spray paint.
I wish you would have videoed because was it like, could you go anywhere?
Yeah, I mean the road you could go through, and we went to a couple of the cemeteries. It was so foggy, it was so eerie, it was so perfect for that time. And we watched Silent Hill the night before, which the church that you see is in the second one you said.
Yes.
And then like parts of Centralia is based off the Silent Hill.
Well, yeah, it's based off.
Yeah, it's based off the Silent Hill, so it kind of.
Silent Hill, bases it off Centralia.
I don't know.
Silent Hill bases it off of Centralia, so it's pretty eerie with the fog and everything, and the whole atmosphere of nobody living there. It was just pretty cool.
Yeah. There were people out
So
there.
isn't there something different from a watch party to the live video? Isn't there something different? You know how like people.
Yeah, that's different than live video watch party, I think.
Yeah.
I guess watch party would go directly through Facebook. I don't know.
I just told him, he said, I've joined the watch party, but it won't let me join entirely. So he's clicking on something not.
Is there because I think I accidentally went on watch party one time.
That's probably, yeah, by accident. Okay, he said, okay, so let's see.
Yeah, they clicked on the wrong one.
Yeah, he has to just go to the live video that's playing. So hopefully, Brian said thanks for the cards you read.
Oh, you're welcome.
Maybe it's like at the very top. Maybe it's like, right, it's the first thing that you put on was the link. Right?
Okay, so, all right, so I'm good. Okay, he just said, all right, I'm on the live video. Okay. I'm going to post the link.
I can't read any comments, though, for some reason.
Why?
I
don't know.
You can see it.
Well, Anthony has the comments on his phone. So if we have any questions or anything, I guess
Okay.
we'll put Anthony in charge because he has his phone.
Sounds good. Yeah, well, I'm on my phone. I tried to go on my laptop, but it didn't work. So I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it would only work on my phone.
Yeah, I can't see anything on mine, but I could see the screens.
Yeah.
But since he has it, he could just read it off or whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, well, I'm on my laptop and the comments come up. Why are you eating Roscoe's bone? You can't have that.
See, she's all like.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Is it only when I move?
Yeah,
No.
it's really everything. I mean, we're me and Beth and Andy. We're normal.
All right.
It's all right. I mean, we can see you, but
And you can see you. You're just like,
oh,
there he is.
Hi,
Hi.
Josh.
Hi.
I can't hear you.
no.
Sarah, do you have the baby?
I can't hear you.
You probably have it off.
The volume got.
Look and see if your microphone is like your.
Maybe we need a sign language interpreter.
Sign language.
Is your microphone all the way up? Can you hear me? Oh, there he goes. Hold on. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't.
Say something.
No, I cannot hear you.
I can't hear him.
Maybe it's his
Oh, wait,
media,
look.
like his phone.
Hold on. Something to keep saying his microphone's not on. Make sure your microphone's on.
On your phone.
this kid.
It's saying something on your, like it keeps popping up saying your microphone.
Where would it be? Anyway,
Something's
I think it would be under audio.
Yeah.
Because on ours, it would be audio. There's an audio button there, video, flip, chat. So I'm wondering if he has the audio on there too. Maybe it has a slash on the audio.
Or on his actual.
Oh, where'd he go? There he is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Because on our end,
We can hear each other, but just not him.
Yeah.
So it has to be something with his side.
Yeah, it's his side.
I think so.
Do you have like a little microphone?
Probably the audio. Like I said, does he see the same screen we do?
It should be. Yeah. It should be. StreamYard. Oh.
Did you hear it?
I don't know.
Oh.
No.
I think he was talking.
What?
I thought he was talking and we were hearing him.
See, every time you say something, the microphone pops up that it's not on.
Is he on a laptop or cell phone? Like maybe he's got like I did. I had to go on my cell phone and the laptop won't work.
He's on his laptop.
Laptop.
Oh, maybe yes. Maybe
That's
that's
what
what.
yours do.
Good.
Huh?
Okay. I think he's gonna come. He's gonna come back. I think he's gonna go on his cell phone.
Say hi, Taylor. We say hi to Taylor. Is that?
Hi, Taylor.
She's getting all blushy.
Oh my gosh, look at Dee. Dee said, we can just look at him. This works.
Ticker says something. That's a shame.
Now he's going to come on. I think he's just going to come on his
Cell phone.
Hello, Dee.
on his cell phone. And then we'll be able to hear him.
So how much weight have you gained, Taryn? Beth?
What?
How much weight have you guys gained since we... What? What happened?
Is it going up?
You're frozen.
That's weird.
You have him.
There you
are.
You're back.
Yeah, that's weird. It was like a screensaver. I don't know why that would happen. I mean, it's utilizing the phone, so...
So you know what I did yesterday? I cut Roscoe's ear by accident.
Oh,
I cried for like 25 minutes. I was so upset.
oh my God. How in the world did you do that? She cut Roscoe's ear.
I did. And it was bleeding. I had to like put pressure on it for like 30 minutes. I was like beside myself. Because
I
he
did that
had
to Taylor's nail before when she was an infant. I tried to cut her toe with a nail, and she kept on bleeding and bleeding. What? Yeah. Like,
all right, let's see. All right, here he is. Let's try again.
Take two.
No.
Good. Hey, I hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Oh.
Because he got to Taylor's
I can't
nail
hear.
before when she was an infant.
Yeah, my phone wouldn't work. I don't know why.
And she kept on bleeding.
I'm hearing feedback.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. All right, here he is. Let's try again.
Is that better?
Hey, I hear you. I can hear it. I hear like a delay. Do you hear a delay? Yes.
Yeah, turn off another device.
Get two devices on.
Yeah, yeah, turn off.
My phone wouldn't work. I don't know why. Oh, it's hold on. Sorry. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had it playing on Facebook in the background.
Oh, gotcha.
My bad.
Oh, I love your background. Look at that. It looks all ambiance out over there.
It's Halloween 24/7 in my house.
That's awesome. I love it.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Finally, right?
Oh, I know. I'm so sorry.
You
I
can hear
didn't-
him. You
I
guys
love
can
that we
hear
had
him.
no idea that we were like 3 hours apart.
I know. And it took forever for us to like
Wait, you're
even
not-
figure that out. I don't even know how we didn't even talk about that part. I don't even know.
It happened.
Yeah. So you're in Washington.
Yes.
And how's the COVID lockdown going?
It's funny because
I can't hear a thing.
oh, you can't hear me?
I can't hear nothing. I
Oh,
can't
sorry,
hear him.
Ben.
I can hear you guys, but I can't hear him.
Huh, I can hear
I
him.
can hear.
I can hear everybody.
I can't hear him at all.
Should I grab my
I'll just sit
wireless microphone?
I can't.
I mean my should I grab my microphone?
Nothing.
Maybe that hit something. I don't know.
I didn't touch nothing, man.
I'm just throwing you guys all off today.
You go around in a circle.
I can't hear him at all.
I wonder why.
Beth.
That's unusual.
I don't know. Maybe I should go off and come back on then.
Yeah, try it.
Because why can I can hear you guys but not him? So why would it be my phone?
That's really weird.
She doesn't want to hear me talk anyways.
Technology.
So one of our lit watchers said that she said we don't have to hear him talk. We can just look at him. It's all good. So
I can't because I
she
can't
thinks you're a
read
cutie pie.
I can't read anything, so might not be on here then. I can't read anything or hear anything. Wait, let me go off.
Restart it.
Restart everything.
All right, she's good. What is she gonna do?
Well, I can't hear or read anything. All I can do is see him. I don't know. So maybe go off and come back on.
You guys just spent the whole hour just trying to get me to work.
I know, right?
All right, it's over. Let's cut.
Nothing ever can be easy.
Never. Nope.
And they're like, you can
So-
connect with each other.
I
with
saw-
technology. And it's like, no, we can't.
I saw you you had a live video going on the other night. What was that? Was that Saturday night?
Oh yeah, I was being very theatric. I have a side project called the Orchestra of Death, and I haven't done it in like 9
He's all
years.
muffled. Like
And we normally have like 15. We used to have like 15 people. Oh, we lost Beth.
She'll be back. I think she's gonna try to come back on.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a side project. I used to have 15 people in it. I had like a horn section, strings, very Tim Burton-esque. And then I was dating the cello player, and she broke up with me. And then her family was like, "Get out," because we used to like practice at their bar. So like once I lost that, I wasn't able to play anymore. And then just recently, we were able to bring it back, and I only have 4 of the members now because it's really hard to keep 15 people together, and I was bored, so I just wanted to play and show people some tunes. But when it's just me and the keyboard, has no like, it's not even the same thing when you got that whole small orchestra going on.
Yeah. Well, I was entertained. It was good.
No, thank you. I want you guys to see the hard band I'm in. That's the band that's doing good, and we opened up for like Powerman 5000 and a couple guys from the Misfits and all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
so
cool.
it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you're like you're multi. You have like a lot going on, right? So you do a paranormal radio show, correct? Is that one of the things that you're?
Yeah.
So tell us.
It's everything spooky. So like we have anywhere from music to film people. We had some of the guys from Friday the 13th on, and we had Dee Wallace. Do you know who Dee Wallace is?
Mm-hmm.
We had her on, and then the guy who does Invader Zim's voice. So it's a lot of fun. We have like local bands and all that. And then that's in a weird way. That's kind of how I met you, because I met Kenny Biddle on the. We had him on the show, and even though I'm like very superstitious, I love the Devil's Advocate, because they're the ones that really help ground us when we want to think too much outside the box. So I do like to bounce ideas on him, and then I saw you guys, and we talked, and so I'm really excited. And what exactly? What about your guys' show? Do you guys just kind of like stick around to like paranormal, or do you guys branch out to like aliens? Hi, Beth.
I can hear now. Yeah, I can hear. Thank you.
We honestly, we talk about everything and anything, either paranormal or sometimes not even paranormal. I mean, our last show was, strictly about, all this craziness going on in the world,
Yeah.
But we have anywhere. We've had Kenny on. We've had a parapsychologist on. We've had, we had Jeremy Leonard on from his what's the name of his show on the Travel Channel.
Why can't
Ancient
demonologist?
Yeah, I forget the name of the shows. Oh, that's so bad. That is so bad right now. I hate when I do that.
It happens.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with people's names. So my co-host is so I'm like more the music side, and my co-host is like the encyclopedia for horror movies. So when I'm over here trying to figure out a name or something, he's just right there to help me out. So I'm really bad.
So with horror movies, do you like gory horror movies, or do you like ghosty horror movies?
I like actually. So I feel like a lot of people like to brag about how they're not scared easily, but for me, it's hard to get scared. So I do like some of the actual like the like when people break into your house. It's a little more realistic. It's like paranoia. So like thinking about The Purge, or what was the film where the young couple broke into the blind dude's house?
Oh,
Don't Breathe.
Yeah, Don't Breathe or something.
Don't Breathe.
Or Don't Breathe.
Yeah, because that's more scary to me. But I'm actually like terrified of little gray men. I am super terrified of aliens. So watching like Alien Abduction is a film that was done like Paranormal Activity, but alien. Man, I had like 3 panic attacks. It was terrifying. So something about aliens terrifies the crap out of me. But other than that, I just like the killer ones because they're more scary. The ghost ones are cool. They just don't scare me unless they're really like there's a lot of like oblong body parts going on. Like I think when I first saw the first Grudge when I was like 13 or 14, that scared the crap out of me. It's because that little boy, So when like facial features do that, and
Yeah.
I'm scared of the Grudge. We were just talking about that the other day. Grudge and The Ring.
Yeah, those are scary. I've been to the lighthouse that was in The Ring. That's just over in Oregon somewhere. I don't remember where it was, but that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah. What about you? What about the rest of you? What do you What terrifies you?
I can't do gore. I don't like Wrong Turn. Like can't do it. Like I watched it for 5 seconds, and that was it. I had nightmares for like 2 weeks because I believe that there's really people out there like that, and I'm like, I would kill myself if I ever were to come in contact with anything like that. Like I would I just would want to die. Like
that's scary. That's more scary. Or like the Hills
Yeah,
Have Eyes.
yeah, I can't even. Woods and all that. Like even I wouldn't even say Blair Witch scare me, but like I get anxiety watching that, getting lost in the woods and not being able to get out.
Yeah, that's scary.
I can't.
I live up in Concrete for a while. I lived up in Concrete. That's it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's like one of those small, like population 300 towns. And I have Tourette's syndrome, just to let you guys know. That's why I go by Ticker normally. Facebook won't let me change my name to Ticker.
Why?
It's because it's not real, even though I have friends that have crazy names. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have that, so.
Hey.
But I was used to all that up the out in the middle of nowhere and all the hick dudes and stuff. So it's scary. Yeah.
Well, Beth lives like in the Pine Barrens. Like they have the Pineys.
Devil. Yeah.
Not
Jersey
that
Devil.
Yeah.
You know.
That's that silence and that darkness is spooky. It's nice when you're in the house, but
Yeah, Pine Barrens are scary. They're scary.
They
you
are.
have to go outside.
Have you heard of the Jersey Devil?
Oh yeah.
Do you believe in stuff like that? Do you believe in like the Loch Ness Monster and like all that stuff?
I believe that oh man, don't even get me started. I believe that all that stuff is real because
Hold on a second. Hold that thought because Alexa's answering my question.
oh
Alexa, off.
you want it.
All right, go ahead.
She's no
Sorry.
He's so nosy.
He really is.
I have to remember what I was talking about.
If you believe in like Loch Ness Monster and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff is really compelling, and I feel like you can't really ever prove anything on the camera because people can always debunk it on the camera. Always, like the best thing you can do is like have a mass sighting. Like if there's like a bunch of people, like 50 or more, seeing something, I feel like that's more like realistic. But I feel like all that stuff exists for a reason. I feel like people talk about some stuff they see, and I think that we have a mindset. Humans have a mindset where we believe that we're superior, and it's just insane to think that there's anything else. And people are very in their comfort zone. And my bass player is a huge skeptic, so I like to mess with him and talk to him about some of the stuff because he's to the point where he's like in major denial, and he's like a perfect example of like how some people are. Like when I hear his answers, like for example, when I was 11 or 12 years old, what got me into ghosts and like the paranormal was that I did see something fly off my table, like completely fly, and not like fall or, I'm saying like there's a huge difference. And from the very day, I was super convinced that there's just something going on, even if it's not ghosts, and the earth has energies that we can't measure that have, I don't know. But so I was a believer ever since, and my bass player is just so in denial of just left and right to where he says, I'm just making it up. That's like the only scenario is that I want attention. And I'm like, well, I have Tourette's and I'm a singer. I think I have enough attention as it is. Like, I don't need more.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
But so like his mind is only that. I must be making it up. So when you hear that, I feel like a majority of people are like that, when really there's amazing and fascinating things out there that we can't even comprehend. Like the whole thing about lizard people, I know people always laugh at that, but animals out in Amazon have no idea that humans exist. So imagine that there's just a different intelligent creature that lives around us. We're just completely unaware of it. You know,
Sure.
I think that's more realistic than people like to think, and it doesn't keep me up at night, or like I don't wear aluminum hats. But I believe that those things out there exist because humans are constantly learning new stuff in science, and we used to really be convinced that the world was flat. I mean, some people do still think it's flat, but
Right.
so I just feel that humans need to stop. We need to stop acting like we know everything, because every time we do, something crazy happens. And so I like to think that anything is possible, and we just don't really know it yet.
Right.
Sorry, that was a
No.
rant.
No, that's great. That's awesome. Because to me personally, like I don't know, I talk about this all the time. I'm real open about it. You know, I don't believe in like the Jersey Devil and stuff like that. Like I think that's just like some lady had a really ugly baby back in the day, and you know, the myth just kind of grew from there, you know, where it was like, you know, but there are people that do believe in it. And I don't knock anybody that believes in stuff like that, because there's plenty of people out there that think I'm crazy, might think I'm crazy because I believe in ghosts and spirits and, you know, whatever, you know?
Yeah, I think that you're onto something with that too, because I mean, that's why I feel like these all exist, even if it was a terrifying looking deformed person. That's where it came from. So
Right.
somewhere something did exist, you know. It just
Right.
might not be the Hollywood version of it, but there's a whole movie actually that I recently watched. Like I said, I'm really bad with names, but it's the woman who plays the main actress in Underworld. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, she was in a film called the oh god, hold on. It's like the Disappointments Room, and it's about how in the olden times they used to actually create a room in the house that was not a part of the blueprints, and they would hide their disfigured children in there because they didn't want society to see them.
Oh, wow.
And they would treat them poorly and beat them and pretend like they were not a part of the world. So, like, there's a whole history of wealthy and well-known people that had deformed children that would hide them. So, I mean, that seems more realistic. I feel like you're right. I feel like there's a lot of deformed people out there that might have been seen or something, because you never know what's happening way back when people were doing all kinds of ungodly. Right. So I think that's realistic. I think that's still like believing in some kind of abnormal experience, but still like rooted. I feel like people should try to connect the two. People are too extreme. You know, it's almost like politics. Either it's totally not real or it's over the top real. You know. So.
Yeah. Like there's like no in between there. Kenny Biddle said ticker.
Kenny, you're gonna love what we're talking about. I love going on his show, man. You guys are all great. I like you guys. You guys are great.
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah, I call him the Biddler. He's awesome. I love him. Yeah, I call him the Biddler.
I love his Zach rant.
Yeah, he's we always enjoy having him on here, you know. But yeah, no, I'm not, and then aliens. I mean, I know a lot of people believe in aliens and stuff, and I'm not saying. I mean, I think there is something else out there, but you know, a little green man with big eyes and a small little slitty mouth. You know, I don't know if exactly that's what I imagine they look like.
I imagine they look like E.T.
Oh, E.T. Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm more into than anything, even though I'm terrified of them. So are you more of a skeptic? Or in between? Are you like Kenny Biddle status?
No. I do believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that, because I've experienced it. You know, I've seen it, I've felt it, I've heard it, you know, I've experienced it. I haven't experienced anything else. Like I haven't seen anything else that, you know,
no Sasquatches.
No Sasquatches, no nothing.
I have a very lifelong alien deal that I've dealt with, and nothing obvious, like straight, like black and white. But since I was 4, I've had dreams of them visiting me in my sleep, and that's as far as it goes. But it's been over 25 years of having dreams that are all like around that. So I've always felt like something's going on. And aside from all that, that's kind of why I'm scared, actually, because I feel like they have this very superior whatever that they can kind of like go in and out and defy our science. And just that thought alone is pretty scary. But I feel like aliens are a more realistic topic to talk about than anything because of how massive the universe really is.
I know, it's insane. It's scary.
Yeah, they may not be what we think they are.
Right.
But there's also I know there's shows, but the freedom of is it the freedom of just having a brain fart today? Freedom of Information Act. If you were to go and like get a bunch of those yourself on specific topics, they are documents from credible people, and there's some shows that are made off of that. And I know like Kenny and I talked about like the moment it's a show, it's a little gray. But if you go and you actually request those yourself, like I have, say if you ask about like Roswell or there was an act where I think I want to say it was Eisenhower, I'm not sure, but one of the presidents had that meetup supposedly. So one of those really big over the top conspiracy stories where he met up with Grays and made a deal where they'll give us their technology to let them take people. And for most people, that's really over the top. But there's documents on it by like credible people that like in the military and stuff. And those always throw me off because these are people that are supposed to understand a lot about our science and what's in the military. We're kind of going, yeah, you know, at this time in this moment, the person met with this thing, and when you're reading it, it's so casual and it's really weird. So I've just been more of a believer that we're having visitors that have a lot going on, just because of a lot of the stuff that's out there in the documents by credible people. It's just been fascinating to me more than anything. Like, I'm not trying to convince people otherwise, because
Right.
in the end of the day, we don't even know. We have no idea. You know?
Absolutely. Do you watch? There's two things. One, what is that? What's that? The Blue Book?
Blue Book
what's that?
Project.
The Blue Book Project. That's on.
Yeah.
I was watching that. And you know what? Surprisingly, for me being a skeptic, and I mean, I don't want to say that I don't think there's other stuff, other forms or life out there. I do believe that there's other life forms out there somewhere. I just can't say it's a little green guy with big black eyes. You know what I mean? But
right.
Project Blue Book, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah.
And then, the book. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I talked a lot.
I'm not a reader. I don't read because my attention span is like a 2-year-old. So it's like I can't. So like everybody will say, "Oh, the movie or the show is like really good," or the books are really good, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll watch it." I'm a visual person, you know.
Yeah, I would definitely prefer to watch it.
Yeah.
That's why people do audiobooks now, because people don't have the time to sit down and read a book.
Yeah. Well, and like for me, my attention span is like 0. Like it just, I really honestly to sit down and read. It just, I would love to, but I just, I'll reread the same paragraph over and over and over again because I forget what I just read.
Yeah, no, I feel that. That you should go. What's cool about the book is I only skimmed through it, but what made it very compelling is the over the top amount of detail on like reverse engineering and like the species and stuff. It's really bizarre. I mean, but at the end of the day, someone that like if you go buy a book that's got like the lore from like Star Wars, you could almost create the same thing. Like that's why it's truly never perfect evidence, because some people try to say that, you know, the amount of detail is compelling and that's evidence, and it's like, not really, because someone who really wants to convince you that aliens exist can sit there and, I mean, I'm a storyteller, right? Like, I write stories, and I spent 2 years creating a novel called The Rise of Darkest, and I created the tribe and the humidity of the locations, and like I spent a lot of detail trying to make it very realistic. So someone could have just put that together and made it super compelling. But I guess if you're a scientist, it's a little more interesting, because that's more what got the interest with everybody, is the science involved in the reverse engineering of the UFOs is what made everyone really interested. But I'm not a scientist, so I might not be able to read that and understand why it's super compelling. For me, it just looks like you could have sat there and created it all.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
But you bring up an interesting point, because it's so true. Literally, someone that is, a good speaker, somebody that knows what they're talking about, or at least comes off like they know what they're talking about, they could literally, my belief of, and it's a good thing, but I used to think that Ouija boards were like horrible. I went to one lecture with somebody, and here, Mom having a brain fart. Robert, Bob Murch. I saw one of his lectures and totally changed my mind about Ouija boards, and now they're not so bad. You whatever. But also, when you think about, when police interrogate somebody, like if they think that they committed a crime, they'll have somebody in a room for 12 hours, badgering them and questioning them. And then by the end of the interview, it's like, okay, maybe I did do it,
Exactly.
Even when they know they didn't.
There's so many variables that exist. I think when I hear about people trying to ghost hunt or alien watch or anything, I feel like we are still too simple about it. I feel like we're trying really hard. Like, we set up a minimal base of facts, and we try to just stick to that. Like, oh, it's got to be real because of this or this. When really, there's, like I said, there's just so many variables, and that's why I feel like when it comes to paranormal research and hunting, I feel like we shouldn't be trying to do, because it's like we got to the point where it's a big thing now when we're trying to get stuff on video. But I feel like we've been doing that for a while, and now everyone's kind of like it's not as compelling anymore, because now there's all those people doing special effects, and my company does too. We do a lot of Adobe After Effects. You can make anything look. Oops, sorry. Mario at all? What are you talking about? So I feel like we should all work together on stepping it up by trying to get bigger groups together. And I mean, it's hard with ghost hunting, I guess, but there's got to be a way to branch out of what we're doing now and work on the next way to make things more compelling. So maybe not for ghost hunting, because when you have 50 people in a building, it's not scary, and it's almost impossible to get anything, because you can get anything on camera and just blame the 50 people. But if it was more based around trying to get a mass group of people to see something extraordinary, I feel like that would be more compelling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of going off of a rough idea.
Right, no, for sure. But you know what, though? It's it really doesn't matter, because, I mean, you can have 50 people in a room, and, it's what you believe, it's what you see, it's how you interpret a situation. So the three or 5 people could be seeing the same exact thing, but they'll interpret it a lot different than what the next person does. You know what I mean?
That's a good point too. I just feel like there's a step that needs to be made that no one knows yet. If there was a way to more successfully interact with that dimension or something like that, because aliens and spirits have a similar thing in common, where they say that we think that aliens are very physical, but a lot of people actually think that they're very fourth dimensional, and there's a lot of there's the energy in the galaxy that's connected in a way that almost looks like spider webbing. And I don't remember. I should probably know more terminology about it, but go look it up. There's an energy that's connected up there to a lot of stuff, and some conspiracists believe that aliens use that energy alone to communicate and to travel. So like there's this really cool topic about how when we do a nuclear blast on Earth, like one of our big warheads, it disrupts that, and supposedly we brought them around that time because we were creating very large amounts of energy and stuff like that. And there's just it's crazy. I had a brain fart again. I don't remember what else.
No. I get it. I totally get that.
I just feel like we don't have a way to measure it. So it's more about, like you said, what we believe and what we've seen ourselves. It's not. I feel like it's no longer about really trying to prove things to people, because I feel like a lot of our science is, a lot of our technology and stuff. I mean, people have just found a way to debunk everything. So like video and audio, and always an excuse. I want to like excel and trying to prove our stuff, and I do want to unravel that mystery for like humanity, but I feel like in a weird way we've reached as far as we can go, and now we have to wait for people to be a little more open-minded and a little more scientific, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the problem with that is that you have all these people that fake evidence.
Right.
So it's so hard to believe anything that you see or hear, or, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, even the shows, like, I mean, it's just, it's really sad that there's, you know, the stuff that people are willing to do to make money, you know what I mean? And when it comes to this, because I feel like it just takes what we really do. Like, so when we go to private houses and try to help people, and you know what, or we're really trying to gather evidence, you know, it's like a mockery of it, you know, and it just sucks, you know. So then you have, you know, which, well, I'll be honest with you, I love having somebody like Kenny Biddle on an investigation with me. Like what you said in the beginning of our conversation, it's somebody that keeps us a little level-headed when you're going into a place that's you're already being, you know, you already think is haunted, or, you know, activity is there. You know, you're already going into that location expecting to have an experience, expecting to hear something, expecting to see something, you know. And then you have the biddlers of the world where, you know, that are going into it like, okay, we're going to, you know, try to see what is the natural causes of that, you know, which I like that balance.
Yeah, he's been to a couple of investigations. He's been to like Fort Mifflin and Eastern State with us, a few others, but like the most recent ones. And, you know, just entertaining us. We entertain ourselves with like the Kinects and certain different, like the thermal, and he kind of really breaks everything down on why it could be, why we think this works this way, and why we think it might be something paranormal. And you say, oh wow, you know what, that really makes sense to me, you know, because it really makes sense to know the answer to something that's more logical. Even though, yes, I do believe, and this is what I do for a hobby for so long, but, you know, like, you know, you kind of wonder, well, how does this work? And how is this being manipulated? And how is this bouncing off of that? And he literally breaks everything down, and that's why he pulls everything apart and uses the equipment so often, and to just really deep into that, so you can understand, instead of thinking that everything that comes off of that equipment is all paranormal.
Yeah,
right.
I like it when Kenny comes out, because it puts things more in perspective.
However, he repels the spirits. That's the only thing. I love him, but he repels them.
I agree.
I like that a lot. We need that.
No.
I'm gonna go get my laptop charger real quick. Okay, hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna get my tea.
You're getting your tea?
Yeah, I had Rob make me tea.
Oh. Aw. What did he, like, put his arm in the room saying, here's your tea?
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't want to come in and say hello?
No, I don't know why. He was all camera shy.
Oh.
I guess. Beth has wine, Tom. Hi,
Yes.
Tony.
What's your guys' poison? I like Belgian whites a lot.
Oh, I'm having love stout
Mm.
and
Guinness,
Guinness.
the Guinness milk stout that's brewed in Baltimore, Maryland.
Ooh.
So
Fancy.
is Washington like on a for real lockdown? Like you can you go to the grocery store and stuff?
I feel like everyone found a way around it because everyone's essential now. So like, I feel like we're not really doing our part. So I'm trying to do my best. I'm a starving artist, so I'm broke often. So I have to go to work still. My job still allows me to go there. We wear gloves and I wear masks and all that because I ain't messing with that.
I think so.
Yeah, my bass player has the virus, so we can't even hang out with him or anything like that. And we know some people that got it twice in a row. So apparently you can't just like wait for it to go away and then hang out because we don't know how long. No one knows how long it hangs out.
Oh, wow.
So we're just kind of at a standstill with our band because we were going to do some like live streaming and stuff, but we can't even do that now. But as far as it goes, I look around and I see people still kind of finding reasons to go out and about. So over here, I feel like people aren't really taking it that seriously.
I don't think
any of them have jobs that they have to go to still, but I mean, I drive around and I feel like there's the same amount of obnoxious traffic. So
yeah. Well, here the traffic is definitely lightened up, I think.
good.
Big time.
I'm in the medical field, so unfortunately I still have to go into work.
Oh man,
but it's scary, I wear gloves and I have to wear a mask all day long. And in between every patient, you're Lysoling and you're scrubbing stuff down, and it's just crazy. Yeah, you really feel like it's scary. And today I haven't known anybody personally yet that had the virus, but today a patient came in and somebody on his floor was around somebody that had it, and I was like, that's close enough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just a little too close.
I got lucky because my bass player's girlfriend got it first, and the moment he told me, I stopped hanging out with him, and I was like, no offense, man, but that's good enough for me, And we just got done finally getting a band van together. He bought it for us, so we showed up together. But he told me beforehand that she might have it, so I showed up with like the gloves and the mask and Clorox, and he had to sit in the same car as me, so I was like,
yep.
And
I know it's crazy.
Right, like 2 days after that, he got diagnosed with it. So I got lucky.
That's crazy.
I was a little stressed out because I was like, am I going to get it? And there was just so many what's more frustrating about it is how confusing it is. And you're medical, so you would probably know more than anybody, but for me and a bunch of people, for the longest time when it started, people were telling me that it was only like by touch. So I was just wearing gloves, but then people are like, no, it's airborne because of droplets. And I'm like, what? So I just didn't know what to believe. And then you see that ridiculous I can't remember the guy's name, but he's one of those TV show guys that kind of adds comedy with politics. He's an African-American guy. I don't remember his name, but he made this whole video about it. But in there, people really thought that like masturbating and some other stuff was like going to help out. And I was like, what? I guess I'm fine because no, it's good. But
yeah, right. Yeah, no.
I'm glad you guys have sense of humor.
Oh, yeah. You have to.
Yeah. So
especially with all this, you have to have a sense of humor. I mean, or else you go crazy. You know, you have to be able to laugh about something, especially when it's kind of, you know, it's starting to get controlled, but at first it was uncontrollable. It was something that we had no control over, and it was just happening, you know.
yeah.
You know, today they had that big huge ship showing up to New York, and there's like hundreds of people out there just to see the ship pulling up, and I'm like, what are you
Go
like?
home.
What are these people doing? What don't you understand
home.
about stay home? Like, especially New York, they have like more cases than you know. It's like, I don't even know.
Yeah, and there's an article out there about why people are buying toilet paper, because you don't need toilet paper to live. I had to take a break on Facebook for like 2 days because I was so. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, I almost let it just fly out. I was so fucking tired of seeing toilet paper everywhere. That's all anyone was talking about, like as if it was like, I don't know.
Right.
So I had to take a couple of days off, but there's an article out there from a psychologist that talks about that, and it actually makes people feel like they're in control. So for some reason, it became toilet paper because it kind of trended. It was a joke, and then it trended, but people were still buying it. So then when people saw that, everyone just like at a mass amount just started buying toilet paper because they thought they needed it. And I have a shower head that will do just fine. So
Yeah, right. So
if
true.
if I have toilet paper, I'm gonna live. You know.
Yeah.
And the water too, because your water's not contaminated. You know? You can still drink from your house. So I thought that was all really funny. But I went and bought like canned food and, you know, with the pop tops because I have a really bad can opener.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, like I really, like, when all this first all started, and I was just going to the grocery store to get my normal groceries, and when I saw that whole paper aisle was empty, I said, you've got to be kidding me. Like, that's when it hit me that people were like, seriously, that shit, because why is all the toilet paper gone?
Yeah, and that's a little scary. That's what scares me more, is like visually seeing empty shelves. And you're like,
empty shelves.
So
there was no.
I think the funniest thing that there was so much tissue paper, like, you know, tissues. I'm like, wait, isn't this a cold sort of, like you need to blow your nose? But this is not toilet paper. I'm like, let me just buy the tissues because I think that will work just as well.
Yeah. And then what about the NyQuil, the DayQuil, like all the Tylenols on the shelves?
Yeah, I went and bought that. And there was a lot of that. And what's funny is people didn't touch the off-brand, and I was like, oh my god, people are so prima donna.
Yeah,
it still works. It's got the same amount. If you look on the back of NyQuil, and if you look on the back of like Great Value or whatever it is, it's got the exact same dosage. People were just leaving all of the off-brand because they had the choice, and I was like, wow, you know, it's if anything, it's a hit of reality. You look around and you're like, wow, so this is how people are going to be when things are crazy. And see, I spent a lot of time alone growing up, so I was used to this kind of stuff. So for me, I'm fine. I'm mentally and personally okay because I don't mind spending time alone, you know, like, and I'm more terrified of people's hysteria than I am the virus. You know? You see those videos of people like fist fighting over a roll of toilet paper, and
I know, it's insane.
You guys are all adults. Like, grow up.
The fights are happening with the alcohol. Around here, it's the alcohol.
Yeah.
They're fighting over.
Well, you know what? I would probably be more into grabbing a bottle of liquor than I was toilet paper. I'd be like,
well, that's what
one bottle of rum left. I'd be like, hey, don't fucking touch that. That's mine. So I feel it.
Betsy, what were you going to say?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, well, they did say diarrhea was one of the symptoms. Maybe that might have been.
That's
I didn't hear that. There was no diarrhea.
They said diarrhea.
I heard that like after all the toilet paper went.
Yeah, well, they said you can't hear, or not hear, but you can't taste and smell too.
Yes, it's the same as.
Okay.
You lose your taste and smell. That's one of the signs too.
Yeah, I heard that recently.
Who knows what's real and what's not real, but that's what they said.
No, that's a good one because my co-host doesn't come here physically anymore because we thought, and we're trying to not travel, but we thought his lady had it. But the one symptom she didn't have was that, and they were actually able to find out that she didn't have it. So that's actually more of a symptom than people are actually putting out there. If you lose your taste and smell, there's a really weird name for it too.
Yeah, that's what they said. I don't know. Yeah.
So that's a good one to think about. So if you have a fever, which is interesting though, because some people were getting fevers while this was happening, but not having the coronavirus. So like people are still getting like sick in general,
right?
Which is kind of weird, and no one's really talked about that yet. Like there's also just like a normal flu hanging out around the thing. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, and then God forbid you get like bronchitis or something. You know what I mean? Like there's bronchitis, allergies are starting. Christ, you cough somewhere, everybody looks at you like you're the plague walking around.
Yeah,
they look like they're ready to punch you out if you have
Yeah,
well, you gotta be 6 feet away. They look at you weird if you're too close too. Like
I wear a mask at work, and when I walk up to people, because I work my day job, even though I own a cinematography company, but it's not like a constant thing, especially right now. People aren't wanting to get together and film, obviously. But on the side, my day job is Best Buy, and we are doing this like weird drive-through thing where we're open only in the front, and we're having people drive in a line to pick up stuff. And I wear a mask, and every time I walk up to that window, they're like,
Yeah, I know.
I don't have it. I'm just being safe, but
yeah. Sab, what were you gonna say? You said you were like getting back to something.
Yeah, I was saying between what we're talking about with alien and the virus, I noticed a lot of like an uptick in people stating that there's a lot more UFO sightings.
yeah.
Really?
What your take on that, or if you think, I think that things that our world goes through, like very big, huge issues, they start coming down and visiting a little bit more visitation. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that, if you noticed that as well.
Me or
me?
Like any of you, really.
I was like, go ahead, you first.
They did say
I think
Cherry
it's
Hill
just
had a lot
because
of sightings recently. Cherry Hill, New
Who?
Jersey had a lot of sightings.
Yeah, Cherry Hill did.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, wow.
I haven't even heard this. I think it's just people are home and they're home more. And you know what I mean?
Outside.
Everybody's outside. They're bored to death. They're just like kind of, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, what else is there to do?
More observant.
Yeah,
No.
that's a huge top. What was that? I'm sorry.
He was saying he was hope.
I hope people are being more observant. It's a good time to be more observant, or maybe see things you maybe never seen before.
And I was saying that it's an excuse to hang out with your family more. Like I'm trying to be, there is positivity in it. There really is.
Yeah.
Like, people need to like learn how to be. Well, I'm trying to.
Don't get started.
Most families, but
there
are exceptions.
Yeah, there's a guy I'm friends with. His name's Chris51. Him and I actually just. I'm not trying to. I don't want to like plug myself in, but you guys should go and check out something online if you're bored. If you like rock and roll,
Dude, totally plug yourself. Totally.
Yeah. There's a TV show that I'm a part of that had to go online momentarily because a lot of executive producers didn't want to buy it. It's because it's about rock and roll, and it's called Headbangers Live. And the guy who started it is a friend of mine. His name is Chris51, and he was famous for being like the main tattoo guy on Epic Inc. on A&E. So he's like one of those tattoo shows, and he's a really good dude. But one thing that if you guys have some time and you're bored at home, go and check that out. But he's having more time with his family than anyone I know. He's out there with his boys, and he's hanging out with his wife, and they're just always having a good time. And I look at that and I go, look, so people always never had enough time to hang out. So it's cool that
Yeah.
people will spend more time together. But on that conspiracy too, that's a huge talk in conspiracy right now. It's that like either aliens did it. I'm not even though I'm really into that stuff, I actually don't believe aliens did it. I actually feel that so there's a reality that exists that no one can confirm about, but we all know that this world is super populated, right? And it's against a lot of things to take people's rights to have children and to populate and all that stuff. It goes against, all the rights and stuff. But I've always believed that superiors do a lot of like depopulating, and because you can't just come out and say that. You can't tell people, hey, there's a lot of you, so we're gonna kind of kill you off.
Right.
Just,
why not? It could be true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
awful, but
if there's if a manager at work is stealing because he has power, that's a small scale. A supervisor at Best Buy will steal hundreds of thousands of dollars before he's caught because he can. So we're talking about people who run our nation that had the ability to abuse their power, they would definitely do it. That's just human. Like, it's just like wanting. I'm not saying, if you guys are political, I'm not saying that's their agenda. I'm just saying, like, if people have power, they will abuse it if they're the wrong type of person.
Right.
So I believe that that's a possibility that they release something to kind of help clean it up a little bit, and that's definitely something I think that they would do. And it's weird because you guys have seen like Endgame, right? You've seen Marvel and you've seen some of those movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the coolest thing about the bad guy Thanos is that was his whole thing. Was he's like, you guys need to cut your population in half, and we're gonna randomize it so people don't get personal about it, and it made for better living. And he was the bad guy for that. But a lot of people that were into Marvel were like, he doesn't have a bad idea. But we don't want to think about that. We don't want we don't want to kill people, but in a weird way, it would be a negative thing, but it'd be for the better because it's too crowded. So I've always had that mentality where that's a possibility, and I mean, what I'm saying? It's just a possibility.
I definitely don't put it past China. And I say I'm not trying to be I'm not I'm not racist, I'm not prejudiced or anything like that. But their way of thinking is I mean, even with animals, I'm a huge animal, I'm like one below PETA. I'm not PETA level, but I'm like a little
extremist.
Yeah. I'm just PET. I don't have the A. I'm just PET.
I've never heard that before. That was good.
So I don't put anything past them. They just, I mean, they were like chucking their animals when this all first started over there. They're just throwing their animals off roofs of buildings because they were thinking it was coming from their pets first.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Like I just couldn't imagine doing something like that.
Yeah, and it's just their culture. Like it's not even. I have a problem with people being like, especially the generation like right after me. I'm 30 years old, and anyone that's 25 and under are super sensitive, like way too sensitive, to the point where I've told a lot of people I will never censor myself. Like those people need to grow the fuck up. Like there's an older generation, yes, that's like where a lot of people think that racism came from and all that and whatever. But it's not racist. Like it's you can go by saying it came from, like, if a deadly virus came from America, they would over there they might be calling it the American virus, And I don't think I would take that personally. I wouldn't go, oh my God, it's just like denial. Like I don't call it the China virus or whatever, obviously, but it is where it came from. Like,
right.
And the facts also is that their culture is just so different that they're very not robotic, but they're just very like that. And a lot of their old history is like that. Like warriors would be like, "You have to die, goodbye," and they'd be like, "All right."
Right. Yeah.
So I hate when people feel like it's racist, because it's not. Like what's racist is when you see people bullying and hurting Chinese people. Like that's racist. But like it came from over there. Like it's what it is. Those are facts. So when people try to throw that at you at all, just go like, is it facts? Yes, it's facts. And that's what I tell people, because I've already been yelled at twice by being racist, when really I'm the most like, I have transgender friends, I have gay friends, I have African American friends. We are literally one person. So
right.
But it came from over there, and that's what it is. And people are just like really mad about me saying that. And it's like, I'm sorry that you hate facts, but it is what it is. And everyone can be a little butthurt because whatever went on over there, they did something wrong. It doesn't mean you have to be mean to all of them. It just means that it came from there, and it's kind of annoying.
Well, and they knew about it for what, 2-3 months before they even said anything to anybody. You know what I mean? And
we have the right to be irritated about it. Like, dude, your stuff affected us, and people are dying, so you guys should probably work on that.
Right.
Don't have to be racist. Yeah. It just means it happened, and it's fucking annoying.
Right. But that's my thing. Like I really don't put it past China to do that thinning the herd thing, and you know what I mean. Yeah. I'm a huge patriotic person. So like I totally love our military. I love our police. I would totally, I have such a high respect for our military and police and everything like that, and I do say government, even though there have been previous, I'm not a huge political person, but there's been, I didn't think Trump would be doing a good job, but he is. And I thank God that Hillary Clinton did not get in, because she is really, honestly, she should be shipped out of this country. But, people like that are involved in the politics make me not trust the government, when I do trust what's there now. Just if people like her are involved, you know what I mean? Like you can't trust it. So who knows what they're doing? Who knows? That's my point. Who knows?
It's hard to trust anybody. I think it's hard to trust anybody now. What's going on? I don't trust Trump now. I don't trust the government. I don't trust anybody in the White House right now. I know what?
And you're right on that.
I do. I trust him. I think he's probably the most transparent and real. That's why everybody busts his balls. Exactly, because he's like me and you. Like he's not a political person, He's
They're trying to twist his arm because he's allowing the state governments to do what they want right now. But then they're going back and say, do something. But he's like, this is what I am. I'm a Republican. This is what we do. This is what I can decide for. I'm not going to turn this into a federal thing. It's not what they do. But it's funny because they're like, I don't know. They're trying to make him something he's not. They're trying to twist his arm right now. They put him in a spot where if he says this wrong, if he does this, he might be right, but he's wrong. I mean, they're really going after.
I can tell he's really stressed.
He's really stressed out.
He's not talking well because he's very stressed. And any president in his position right now would be in the same, sickly feeling and anxiety. That's human.
I think people are just like everything else, just like the paranormal and stuff. I feel like people are very extreme on both ends. I feel like the people that are against Trump. So I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of him, but I also see what he's done good. You can live in the middle. It does exist. People think that you can't. It's got to be one or the other. I would not have voted for Hillary, but I didn't want to vote for Trump because the whole Hitler thing scared me a little bit. But I know where he's coming from. He just looked at him as the kind of guy that got shit done, but a little tender. And so I believe that people are extreme. For a bit I thought I was a Democratic person, but I saw what people were doing on that end, and I was like, well, I'm not that either. So I feel like there's both sides, and what people do is that they get too wrapped up in their point and trying to prove their point. A lot of people don't empathize. Humanity is lacking so much empathy. We don't sit down so I hope that you guys don't outcast me this for this, but I am a Satanist, and
Mhm.
people hear that their brain goes, "What? Oh my God!"
Yeah.
But you were talking about something earlier. I think Ouija boards about how like your whole concept of that was terrifying until you actually learned about it. I bought, and I'm going to point to this. I'm not trying to be preachy. I do not preach.
No, but we should have brought this up a while ago. This is interesting.
Yeah, so
I would have loved to have talked about this.
I'm gonna if I can remember, I'm gonna try to connect it. So if I forget, remind me it's connected to what we're talking about right now with Trump and stuff.
Okay.
When I bought the Satanic book, it was in the occult section, and I put that in the same place as like paranormal. And when I had it in my bedroom, I was actually scared of it. I was very like, oh my God, I can feel an evilness, you know. And I was just scared of it. And then I read it because what I do is I read different Bibles. I've read the Catholic, the Christian, the Buddhist. Like I'm fascinated by religion because it all has interesting, similar roots.
Right.
So I bought the Satanic Bible, and I didn't think that when I'd read it, I'd be like, well, this is kind of what I am. And when people think of it, they think evil and they think the opposite and all that. But it's only a matter of symbolism, and they use Satan as a symbol, as you should be able to think freely, because in a lot of religion, Satan kind of aside from his like evil doing and all that, he was kind of the symbol of like freedom, like sexual and aggression and all that, which are very primitive. And they use a lot of humanism in the thing. So you read it and you realize that not only do they don't even practice worship, they don't worship Satan, they do a lot of self-worship. So a lot of religious people, when they do something good or they succeed, they go, thank you to God. And Satanism is just like, thank me. I got me here. I did this, so thank me. That's all it is. I swear to God, that's all it is. And a lot of people think it's a lot more intense. So it's the same. I have a very Christian friend, but he's very open-minded, and we sit down. The only thing we're lacking is the bubble pipe. Like we sit down, we go, yes, yes. We just like bounce back and forth. He'll talk about Christianity, and I talk about Satanism, and we're able to respect each other. And I wish people did that more, because it's not about proving what's right or wrong. It's about understanding each other,
Right.
and people don't do that. So I don't get to hang out with a lot of people because a lot of people are very selfish, and it's almost encoded in us. We're very selfish creatures, but it's okay to practice empathy because you feel good. Like if you open the door, if I open the door for an older lady and she says, bless you, I don't get mad and go, I'm not Christian. I go, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
In her words.
You didn't say God bless you? What? What's wrong?
She's trying to say thank you, and with politics, back on the topic, with politics, it's the same thing. People need to be more about working together. And I believe, so in film class, there was a piece of history I learned that was very important. I felt that after we had a study about war in film, there was major propaganda, World War II, like they had Looney Tunes doing war cartoons, and there was a lot of propaganda. And people after that, the boomers thing happened, where people came back from war and there wasn't enough room for people to stay, even for family. So we all became kind of broke because we didn't have enough money after the war to take care of all of our loved ones. And the point I'm getting to is that we gained a paranoia, is what I read specifically in that moment. At that very moment, even though we won the war, I've always told people that we didn't win the war, because what happened was we brought back paranoia. So now we don't trust each other, and we don't trust our people. So I always tell people we never won, because now we just don't trust each other, because they had spies and they had all kinds of stuff. And now we look at our neighbor, and instead of wanting to help them, we think they're up to something. So I believe that's where that's rooted from. And if that was brought up in that point, we practice it more, we'd be better, as human beings. And with Trump, he's from an old time, and He's rugged, and yes, when I first ever wanted to vote, I was going to vote for Trump, but then there were some elements in him that I was like, you know, I felt that we needed a lion. I felt like we needed someone that ran our country that would be like, don't you dare fuck with my people, you know? And I thought that was him, and he kind of is, but he's still very like, you know, intense. And but my point is that I know this is very long. I'm sorry, Jesus Christ. The point is we need to look at those things and realize that both sides have points, and we need to separate. We need to separate extremists from Republicans and Democrats. I look at extremists like a totally different group. There's feminists, and then there's extremists. Okay, like there's gun control types, and there's extremists. Like I think I lean more towards what a Democratic Party is, but I'm very pro guns because we live in a world where we need to defend ourselves, and those people are very unrealistic. We need to put all the guns away. And it's like, no, because people are trying to hurt us. And realistically, it would take decades to clean up guns, because after you've ripped them away from everybody, which, you know, breaks that whole, is that amendment? Even though it takes that away, there's the black market, and there's thousands and hundreds of thousands of guns. So it's just, it'd be cool to think that in a world that would be a thing, but it's very not right now.
No,
I feel like we need to look at both sides, and that's why it's cool to hang out with a skeptic in the paranormal industry that is open-minded. I mean, look at Biddle. Like, I don't think Biddle's point is to say you're wrong and this is why. He's obviously very fascinated, and I bet he wants to be stumped. I bet he would probably love to be like, I can't explain this. Holy crap.
Yeah.
You know? So
I hope I'm there when it happens.
Me too.
Yeah. Sorry, that was so long. I'm sorry. I wanted to add all that in.
Yeah, that's all right. I hate politics. I mean, I voted for Trump, but what's going on now is just scary, I guess. That's all. But I don't even like talking about it, to be honest.
That's fair. It is a very tender topic for a lot of people, and I don't hang out in a group and go, hey, so politics.
Yeah,
right?
It seems like
Normally not, no. But I think with this whole coronavirus thing, my point is I think he's doing, you know, there's people still there that want to bash him and say, but he's doing the best he can, you know, and I think he's getting the supplies that there's the entire world needs supplies. You know what I mean? The entire world, not just the United States, the entire world. You can't make them fast enough.
And I think it's cool that he like, you can, so I have enemies. Everyone's got at least one enemy, I think. And I can look at someone and go, I don't really like that person, but I like what he's doing right now. Like, you can do that. Again, doesn't
because
I don't like Trump either.
His
but
personal life has nothing to do with his business life.
I see where he's like, I see where he's doing good. You know, like I do see that. And the reason why I can't say anything nice about Hillary is because there was too many contradictions, you know, like and I try not to believe anything unless I see it come from that person's mouth. So even though it's media, if Hillary is saying something, I'm going to go off of that more than what people are saying about her. So the reason why I was scared of Trump is because I heard him say Hitler had great ideas, and I was like, oh. I want to say that, and I was like, I don't know.
Scary, yeah.
But Hillary had there's a montage of all the times Hillary lied about something that someone made out there. She goes, I believe this, and then they would go back and go, I don't believe this. And there was like 8 of them. So I was like, I don't want a liar. And they're all kind of, maybe politicians are always kind of, you know, snaky, but Hillary is so bad at lying she can't keep up with her lies.
She's horrible, man. The fact that she left like our military, Benghazi was just the fact that she makes me sick.
I just want another Kennedy.
And I'm usually not.
People do want another Kennedy, yeah.
The one guy that was really about the people, and he got off. It's bullshit.
I know.
Really, like someone like that.
That's what I was saying. Reagan, Kennedy, Eisenhower, you know, they were. I feel like the president of the United States should at least have military background
Yeah,
somewhere on their resume.
I agree.
Somewhere.
And that's because, they did time and stuff, and I think that's cool.
They understand it better, I think, once they serve time.
I'm going to get one of these.
So,
Excuse me. Sorry.
oh, you got COVID.
I heard that.
Hour and a half. We've been on an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where'd he go? I voted for a woman, but you have to guess who it is. It wasn't Hillary. Ooh.
I know who it was.
It was Mickey
Oh.
Mouse.
It was your COVID coughing girlfriend over there.
Oh.
It was Johanna.
Yeah, Yeah, Megan just said I want Pence as I do. I said
Oh.
There's people in the chat. Read some.
I wanted the Rock, man. I wanted the Rock. Dwayne.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Read some of the comments.
My
Pence
phone
is
died.
my boy.
Oh, what the? I can.
I was excited for the Rock to run, and I would have voted for him. But you can write me in as president of the United States. I'm going to make it official pretty soon. She's laughing, and then you get to see my resume. Oh, he's back. All right, let me get a beer. Hold on.
Yeah,
It's beer time.
I think the quarantine's really gotten to me. I found I had a crush on the vice president. I don't know. It makes no sense.
Wait, which one's that again?
Mike Pence. He's like 85, but I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he's not that.
When I was 8, my first girlfriend was 14, so I like them old too,
I love mature. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm older.
Cheers.
I only have water now. I ran out of wine.
Cheers
How
to
you
water.
run out of wine, Bethy?
I
Cheers.
don't know because I drink too much, I guess.
You're drinking
No
wine.
such thing.
Wait, what's that? What are you drinking?
She's drinking tea.
Taryn. Oh, tea.
He's drinking tea.
Oh, that's conservative.
Yeah.
I have to work. Listen, I gotta
Oh,
work.
really?
That's true. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be drinking if I didn't have to work.
Yeah.
Didn't have to work. Tomorrow I don't have to work again.
Tomorrow.
No. So it's only what time? It's 9. So it's 6 o'clock where you're at, right?
Yeah, in like 4 minutes.
Time for
Yeah,
dinner.
dinner time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shoot.
I'm gonna have some SpaghettiOs.
Oh, I miss SpaghettiOs.
Break open the can.
I bought tons. I bought the just in case,
You don't know. Yeah.
Because again, I was more afraid of people buying everything out. So I only bought toilet paper because I was like, well, there's gonna be none, so I should probably buy some.
Yeah.
My mom, my poor mother, she hit me up the other day and she's like, I couldn't find any toilet paper, so we had to buy some on Amazon for $40. And I was like, what?
Oh my god.
Oh
I
no.
think Amazon's even out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got to go to the small stores. People
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
Walmart and Fred Meyer, but there's a store here
Yeah.
that's like a little town store
Yeah.
called the Food Pavilion, and they had a whole wall of stuff I needed.
Called
'Cause
the
people
what?
are-
What's it called?
it's called the Food Pavilion.
Oh, I thought you said the poop pavilion.
You're cut off. Yeah.
Toilet paper everywhere.
If you need toilet paper,
What, baby?
Cut off, but
sorry.
I do have a question for you, Josh.
Yeah, and
You
I do
going
want to say, I do really like your shirt, by the way.
You have a question.
Who's?
Who? Oh, Gojira?
Yeah, before you asked, I was just gonna say I really wanted to compliment you on your Gojira.
Yeah, and it's one of my. It's the In the Wilderness. I love that freaking song. That song. That the riff in the end. You know what I'm talking about? Oh man, I love it. It's one of the best songs.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, they're my favorite bands. Yeah, we're gonna see them with Deftones.
Oh, I love Deftones.
Hopefully, you're gonna see them.
Yeah, it's in August.
He's fine.
Okay, cool. What were you gonna ask? I'm sorry, I just wanted to compliment you on your shirt.
So, do you going back to the Satanism? Do you belong to a satanic order? I know there's one in Oregon. I know it's like
there's actually one here in Seattle.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I wouldn't say I belong to one. The reason why it was really hard for me to accept that I was a Satanist because I don't like to have titles. So for the longest time, and that's how I know that like I'm not the guy that was just like I'm a Satanist. You know, like I took a lot of time to think about it, and I was like, am I though? You know, so I just sat there and played with it. And then we had the Satanic Temple, the main one in Salem, on our radio show, and I asked him a lot of questions. And then my bassist looked at me and he was like, "You may not want to call yourself one, but you are literally everything a Satanist is." And that's when I was like, well, okay, I guess I am one, you know?
Can you tell us what is the definition of a Satanism?
It's the things that you believe in. So a Satanist is self-worship, not like a matter of like I am amazing. It's more like you give yourself credit, you know, like I know this might have negative undertones to it, but when Satanists think of like thanking God for everything, it's kind of like if I was to become finally maybe successful, and my dad would be like, if it wasn't for me having you, you wouldn't be famous. It's the same kind of negative.
So you believe in yourself, so it's
yeah,
you.
yeah, and I know it's really
Not a higher being, but you.
Yeah, I give myself credit, and I tell myself I did this, you know. And a lot of religion is very opposed to that. You're supposed to thank God for all the stuff and thank Him and all that. And people, and before I knew what Satanism was, I felt that way. I was always like, why do I gotta thank Him? Like, you know, like I didn't ask to be brought here, you know. And that's, you know, when I had a moment with a parent of mine, one of my parents. I won't put them on the spot, but one of them had a very dark moment in their life, and when they were drunk, they were pretty much like the same thing. They were like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here. And I was like, I never asked for you to do that, so that's on you. I was always good at like, you don't, people are really
You're
hard.
supposed to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Regardless of
And you
your
guys
parents
too.
or not.
Like we're doing good things, and you guys are very open minded, and I like talking to people that are open minded. And you know, and that was just a moment of weakness, you know. But I felt that way. I've always felt like that. Like you shouldn't have to. And there's psychologically, it's a form of negative and control to an extent. There's nothing wrong with believing in a religion. It's just you need to really study it. Like some people, like the extremists I talked about earlier, I've only dealt with them my whole life because I have Tourette's. And they always wanted to save me. And I'm like, I don't need to be saved. I'm fine. And there was just a lot of like pointing and judging. And so my whole perspective of religion has been very negative because of people who are religious. So when I read the Satanic Bible, it was like, hey, look, you're okay to be yourself. And it's okay if you have sexual desires. It's human. You're okay to punch the guy in the face for spanking your girl's butt. It's normal. Like you want to hurt someone who hurts you, and you're like, it's just about living your, you know. And what people don't realize is that everyone kind of feels like that, but it's just because of the Satan, you know, in that it's very negative. And what people don't also realize is that Satan was the first individual to write the Bible for God, and he was also originally the messenger. He wasn't a bad guy at all. That's on both ends. That's in Satanism, and one of the first versions of the Bible was that Satan was just the guy who told God when people were being bad. So when you realize that people just kind of turn him into a bad guy, anyone with a outcast persona can read that and go, I can kind of relate to that, you know, like when you're, so it's just, that's what it's about, is understanding that it's not negative at all. There's different branches that people don't understand. Like there's certain satanic cultures out there, yes, that are like really bad. And they have branches just like any other religion, you know, like, so there's Satanist, but then there's like Luciferians. And then there's the ones who combine paganism with the Satanism, and those are the ones that do like the blood rituals and stuff. And so that's why, even though I'm very superstitious, when I watch a lot of ghost hunters and stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, this place is so satanic," you're like,
I know. No, it's all.
like,
I know. It's so ridiculous.
yeah, because there are stuff out there. Demons definitely exist.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of stuff and elements out there, but it's not just Satanists. People need to be more like, if there's like crazy blood rituals, they need to be like, oh, this is very pagan, satanic. You know, they need to be a little more specific. And that TV show that's about it talks a lot about that too. So, but I was like everyone else. I looked at the word Satan, and I looked at Satanism, and I looked at what that was, and I was like, ooh, that's evil. And then I read it. You know, I thought the Bible was evil in my bedroom, and then I read it, and I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. You know, and it kind of talks about the difference between, you know, a lot of that stuff. And yeah, so Seattle has a branch, and I do talk to them, but I still have a hard time, like, being one of them. Like, I don't want to be in this big group of people, and I don't want to, you know, I just feel like I have a belief, and it's very close to what Satanism is. I also think that aliens had a lot to do with why we're here. So I always jokingly tell people I'm somewhere between aliens did it and Satan's kind of cool. You know? So that's probably where I'm at still. And it's just because I'm being observant. You know, you don't, and my family was not religious. I didn't have to, like, my mom and my dad never went to church. We never went. It was actually, I never knew what my parents were. Religion was never a topic in my family. So I think that was able to allow me to look around and go, what about this? What about this? Like, I thought I was agnostic at one point, and then I thought I was, you know, so.
I went through the same thing. I went through the same exact thing.
And that's cool, because you're given that almost that religious freedom, you know.
Right. You know, I think, like, as I got older and I was able to, my grandmother was Catholic, Roman Catholic. Like, you know, she was church every Saturday, you know, and I would go with her once in a while when I was little. My mom was not religious at all. And you know, my dad, you know, nobody went to church except for my grandmother. But, like, as I got older, you know, I was able to, you know, decide what I wanted, what I believed in myself. You know what I mean?
And people need that freedom more, because it's kind of, I'm not comparing, what I'm about to say is not a comparison to religion, but racism has been taught down. Racism is given and beaten into you. And a lot of things that we're grown up into are like that. They're very practiced and traditional and all that. So people that have very extreme religious backgrounds, of course they're going to pass it to their kids because they feel like that's what they need. But I feel like people should be more into giving their kids options. And what do you believe in? What do you think? But this is not a bash to religion at all, because at the end of the day, people's faith is real. So it doesn't matter what we feel about, like, Christianity or Satanism. But if Christianity and Catholicism is what gets people up in the morning, then it's no one's place to say otherwise, you know? So, because I feel like a lot of people hear what I'm saying and they might think I'm being, like, very anti, but I mean, just like a lot of politics, I don't believe in a lot of the things that are practiced. But if it makes someone happy, then it's no one's place to say, you know?
Right. Well, actually, no, people are pretty, like, curious, and there's a couple questions. Megan, going back, so we'll start with what we're talking about right now. But she asked, who wrote the Satanic Bible? Would that be Crowley? And then he said Atten Levin, if I'm even saying that right. I don't know.
Well, so Crowley is a different. It's a different, kind of like a different branch. And I am newer to this, so I'm not, like, the go-to guy, but I do know that. See, what's messed up is I can't even remember the name of the guy that wrote the Satanic Bible. It's just the name escapes me. I did earlier, Huh?
Anton LaVey.
Thank you.
Yeah, 11. Yeah.
That's like me being Christian going, God, right. um, I'm just bad with. I mentioned that earlier. I was really bad with names. So Anton LaVey and Crowley are actually like, if I remember correctly, it's one of two. It's either A, they have different branches. I think Crowley is more, kind of like Luciferian, or maybe just a different perspective of, or B, it's just like a. So it's either one perspective of the other, or it's a different branch. I feel like Crowley was always known for being a little more into the darker stuff. So I want to say, don't quote me, but I want to say that Crowley was more like occult, more like Luciferian or pagan satanic. But the gentleman that he mentioned is the more recent one, and it's more recent because Marilyn Manson has talked about the Satanic Bible, so it's not like it's not old. So I think what he did was he updated what Crowley talked about,
I got you.
or it's just a different branch. I don't remember exactly.
Megan said she loves everything you're saying. So don't feel, because I guess because you were saying that you weren't sure how people were going to take it, but
I am
everybody agrees. Everybody's agreeing that as long as you're not harming anybody else or yourself, and there's Megan said, she's like, I always tell my kids, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others, believe in whatever you feel is true.
That's just something we don't get as people. And I actually feel very lucky that my family was one of the few that wasn't religious, because I was able to grow up and look around. I was, like if someone gives you a path already and you have to look at that, that's kind of, it could be not religion at all. It could be just like someone could raise you from a child and be like, everyone here's an alien.
Right.
And if they're really religious about it, you're going to grow up thinking everyone's an alien. Like, that's just the way human beings are designed. As children, we'll take whatever you say to us and make it a reality. So I feel like being able to give that, as much as you want to give it to your kids, you should be like, this is what I do, but here's some other options. And I feel like, going back to what I was saying, people are selfish. I feel like that's what we do for ourselves. You're not doing that. You might be doing it for your kids. Like, I want them to be on the right path, but I feel like more empathy and care comes from giving people options. So like, I have friends. I have a friend right now. He's a amazing, talented bassist. He's one of the top 3 bassists I've ever met. He's amazing, but he works for his dad's company, and it's like he puts down tile, and his dad is the kind of person that's like, if you don't want to be a part of my job, you're not going to have this, you're not going to have the house, you're not going to have all this stuff. And he's making it to where he's obligated to work for his dad's company, because his dad probably either A, thinks that it's best for him, or B, is being selfish and he wants his legacy to live on. I'm all about legacy too. I want to create my own legacy, but I can't imagine making my kid like slave on that. I feel like that's not a. So I feel like it's the same thing with religion and how you pass down stuff. Like, I feel like you need to let people grow and need to let them open up, and I feel like that's going to be like probably the best. One of the best things you can do for humanity is giving people options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Megan said, I think in some way you'll find the path you're supposed to be on. I was raised Roman Catholic, and it just never resonated with me. Found and read up on paganism and Wicca, and it totally filled that faith/religious void. And I had, and it naturally fit.
That's
for me. Yeah, for me, I'm just more I'm spiritual, right? So I believe in the saints, like the Saint Michael's, and the all the saints, and I'm not a big churchy person, and I don't put a face and a name. I do believe there's a higher power, but I don't, you know what I mean? I don't have this long haired guy with a mustache or a goatee, whatever, and walking around, I just, I do believe there's a higher power, and but I'm more spiritual than I am, a religious person.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Megan had a question back, way back. This is totally this is off the topic we were just talking about.
Cool.
But she wants to know if you investigate. Do you do paranormal investigating, or do you just?
I'm actually a video analyzer for a group called Forest Moon Paranormal.
Okay.
And because I went to college for film, and what that does is kind of helps you understand how things are formatted and how things are made, and you can kind of see stuff right away. What people don't do on YouTube that you guys should look into. What people don't do is that you can actually data mine videos. So the one thing I thought was cool, if it was real, about like Ghost Adventures, is that their very first video was the one that made them famous. And what made that interesting to me is after they caught that brick. Have you guys seen that first episode?
Yes.
Okay. So what made that video cool was that after they caught all that stuff, they sat down a scientist, a physicist, and they sat down a guy whose job was to let you know if they tampered with the tape. And the guy that did that was like, nope, this has never been edited. And that's what made that video more compelling to me. Like, oh, no one actually made that brick move, according to the physicist, because the brick moved in an unnatural way according to science. And the video analyzer said that was not edited. So that's actually extremely creditable, because you're like, well, that only leaves the impossible, which I thought was kind of cool. And what you can do with video that people don't do, because you see people. So it's a random example. You're gonna get a little bit of my nerdness here, but I play Pokemon Go. And, even though I love rock and roll and I play hard and stuff, I always get picked on for how weird it is that I'm super into Nintendo. And one thing was cool about that was the fans, the diehards, they actually data mined the app, so they knew what was going to happen in the future of the game. And what data mining is you're able to take a file or a program or something, and you're able to break it down and look at its coding, what it's made of. So something that I thought people don't do often that they should is that people should download videos from YouTube and data mine them. So the videos that people are like, is this real or not? You can actually data mine a video and see if it's been tampered with. If it came straight from someone's phone, then it might be real. But if you see there's an encoding in there that says like it might have something to do with like Adobe or something. You can kind of see that someone messed with it. And that's kind of stuff that I mess with for these guys. I go a little more serious, and you can only do so much. But if you look at the raw file itself and you tear it apart and look at the pieces, you can go, this was not messed with. So that's kind of interesting, So that's what I do for that. So I do that. I do like to ghost hunt. I'm just really picky about it. I don't ever include orbs. I think orbs are so overrated. Yeah, no. Unless it does something just crazy. I don't really like orbs that much or like anything like that. But if something insane happens, I feel like that's what we should be focusing on more. So when I do a lot of ghost hunting, there's not a lot that really happens. And the only time I caught something that was just like mind-blowing, coincidentally, it was erased from a computer. So I can't even talk about it.
That happens. Oh, it sucks that happens, but it does happen.
Because what it was what I thought could have been like an alien spirit of some sort. And that's something you don't hear often about, is like how if things did exist on this planet before us, what about their stuff? What about their energy? And there's a place up here that's really common called Devil's Tower. It's an old cement mill. And it was brought down in the 50s. And a lot of people were dying from like the Lyme's disease that the stone had and all that stuff. And it's just known for being really like that. And kids die up there all the time, more than I'd like to admit, because people go up there and party in high school and then they fall off. Like it's just bad, and it happens more often than it should. But it's also like very appealing for a ghost hunter. And I was crawling through something, and above, and I had my like those old cameras that have like the night vision, like the Sonys. I was going through something with the 8mm, and I went like this, and I put my hand out behind me, and there was this very detailed apparition that was coming towards me, and then the camera got fixed on it, and then it disappeared. But what was really scary about it is that it had like a collarbone and ribs. You can see like muscle and rib details in this thing, and it had no face, and it was very white, and it was a long neck, and it looked alien, but it was only like from the waist up, and you couldn't see its hands. And that was like some of the most compelling footage I ever had, and of course I don't have it. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I hope I'm not ranting. I'm just really
You're not.
enjoying
No, all this stuff is interesting.
But yes, I love ghost hunting, and I think
That's
it's really, yeah.
Megan wants to know what the name of your band is again.
It's a really it's Cryptamnesia. It's with it's crypt as in like crypt keeper, and then like amnesia in one word. And there's a solo artist that spells it correctly. It's a real word that's spelled with an O in the middle instead of like amnesia. And so don't get mixed up with him. You'll see us though. We actually we play what's called Monster Rock, and we get in like full body paint and stuff. You'll see us. We a lot different, and I'll show you a picture real quick. But yeah, check us out. We play Monster Rock. I love what I do. I love music.
That's awesome.
Thank you. What do you guys listen to other than you listening to Gojira, obviously?
I listen to everything. I listen to I love music. I love music.
So if you guys listen to rock, what rock do you listen to?
I'm Korn, Metallica, Ozzy.
Nice. I'm a huge Korn fan.
Deftones.
Deftones good.
I
love
all
stuff too. I love
all of them. All the heavy hitters.
Now, like,
he's more death metal.
Now you go on with like a guitar player.
70s progressive rock. I like, a lot of metal. All the metal you can name, pretty much.
Nice. My father. So you said earlier, Taryn, that you had a lot of respect for the military. I was actually born on the base here, and my dad retired 30 years last year. And one thing I love about my dad, he's like my action hero dad. Only because he's military, and I'm very this, and it took him a long time to accept this.
Right.
But it's his fault because he started me on Megadeth and White Zombie, Pantera.
White Zombie.
And when I was 8 years old, he took me to see Beavis and Butthead Do America. So I was like, "It's your fault." You know, there's a reason why I grew up going, yeah. So it's his fault. But I love all that stuff a lot. I love the darker stuff. I love Alice Cooper and Ozzy a lot.
Yeah. So. I've seen Ozzy probably the most out of all of them.
Out of
Korn, I never missed a Korn concert, and I never missed an Ozzy concert.
Damn it, I'm so jelly. I've seen a lot of Korn, but I haven't seen Ozzy yet, and I was going to go get Singer, but he got sick, and then everyone got sick.
Yeah. Ozzy, Black Sabbath,
Yep.
Miss them.
Yeah, well.
What about you, Taryn?
Well, my last couple of concerts were New Kids on the Block, Bruno Mars.
I didn't even know they were around still.
Bruno Mars. What else?
What about rock? Have you seen any
Guns N' Roses?
Okay, there you go. Wow, I bet that was great.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Guns N' Roses was awesome. They were awesome live. And then I've seen Aerosmith 3 times. I love Aerosmith. Yeah.
Love in an Elevator is one of my favorite songs by them.
Yeah, they're awesome live. They're really, really good live.
Some scars from Slipknot from
and then we went.
It was in the mosh pit.
Me and Sabrina went and saw Godsmack, and
there you go.
I got put in concert jail.
Yes.
What? What's that?
Yeah. I got put in concert jail. Yeah,
she was a bad girl, and the concert popo brought her to the jail inside the concert.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah, it's not one of my finest moments.
No,
But
you know what? For people who love metal, that's pretty fucking awesome. I give my cousin props. So my cousin Kiana, she's really little. She's this little lady, but she is so aggressive if anyone even looks at her wrong. And we went to go see Black Label Society and Dope.
Oh, I love them.
And this girl in front of her kept like whipping her hair and her face, which is gonna happen. So at first she was like, "Hey, can you like be careful with that?" And the chick was just like, "Fuck you!" And she kept doing it. So she grabbed that chick's hair and was like pulling it back and kneeing her in the back of the head, and she got kicked out. And
Oh man,
I was proud of her. And then there's this guy I know named Brian Johnson. He's very large. He's like a foot taller than me, and he's like twice my size. He's huge. He's like I'm 6'2" too, so he's like a Goliath. And he gets really crazy, and he took me to go see Judas Priest and Steel Panther. I mean, sorry,
Panther.
Yeah.
I don't play. Is Steel Panther the funny band, right?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They played together, and I was looking for him because I couldn't find him for a while, and I went back, and he was in Popo jail too. He was covered in blood, and there was like 7 cops around him because he's huge.
Wow.
And he was just in the middle of being like very adrenaline fueled, and it looked insane. He looked like a crazy person because he was like shirtless and huge and bloody, and yeah. So.
I didn't have blood on me, but I did get because my 2 brothers are police officers, and I had a gold card that got taken from me because I was just because I literally I just lost my shit after the guy, one of the rent-a-cops, tells me I was like on one of the stages dancing, and he's like, "Oh, you got to get down." So I start to get down, and he like pushes me, and I turn around, I'm like, "Dude," I was like, "Don't put your hands on me." I'm like, "I'm getting down." I'm like, "What are you doing?" I raised my voice, and all of a sudden, there's 17 police officers around us. I'm like, "What the hell is going on?"
Good for you. Some of those venues have what we call Nazi bouncers. They're just really like they want to prove themselves, and they're over the top. They have more of a rock and roll attitude than the bands do. That's a very common problem in Seattle, actually. And when we play, I've been playing for 15 years, and the one thing we always hate is the venue bouncers in Seattle because they're like looking for a reason to start problems. And so there's a lot of bands out there, though, a lot of big bands that will stop the show and do stuff when people are doing that. So that show I want you guys to check out, we filmed Attila and All That Remains for the first episode. And Attila's cool because the singer's been known to knock the security out for hurting his fans.
Oh.
That's what they're kind of known for. It was in Vegas, and the security guard grabbed this guy, but he was like really roughhousing him, and the singer saw it. So the singer called him out on stage, and the bouncer got all tough and looked at him, and he just took that microphone and socked him right in the face, and he quit. The whole show got canceled because the venue was really disrespectful. So, and then POD did that too because we went and filmed POD for the 3rd episode, and they stopped the show because this girl got up and stage dived, and they kicked her out.
Oh.
And they were like, "We're not playing until you bring that girl back in," and that's what happened. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Sully, the love of my life, didn't stick up for me. So I was stuck in the little jail cell for the rest of the concert, and with Sabrina right by my side. I'm sure she wasn't happy about it.
At that point, you just got to own it. Like, who won?
Oh, believe me, I was out of control. Like I was just
What about you, Beth? Have you seen any rock and roll?
Yeah.
I'm a little older, so I've seen Led Zeppelin in concert.
Oh,
You are?
Pink Floyd. Yeah, I'm a little. I know I don't look older, do I? I'm just kidding.
no. But
Rock and roll.
I would love to see Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm 52.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a
You're 62?
31-year-old child. Yeah. So
Nice.
I've seen, Ozzy Osbourne. I've seen Pink Floyd, ZZ Top. I've seen
Oh, you saw
Oh,
ZZ?
ZZ Top.
Rolling Stones. I've seen. Yeah, so I'm a little older. So
I want
And
to go
Wow.
see ZZ Top.
but I know Brett's gonna laugh at me. I like country. I know Rob likes country
Yeah,
because where he's from. But I like a little bit of everything.
I love everything.
Even like some reggae. I like a little bit of everything. But I'm not like I am not like a heavy metal like. I don't, not a lot of that, but I'll go and see anything. I can listen to anything.
Yeah, I'm very narrow-minded, and like more because like the stuff doesn't appeal to me. There's something about just a really heavy guitar that really gets me excited. But I'll go for the fun of it. Like if I had to go to a Bieber concert, as much as I would hate it,
I'm going in August 1st.
I would still go and have fun.
That's a Bieber concert.
Wait, I'm seeing Justin Bieber. I'm seeing Chris Stapleton the 31st, and then seeing Justin Bieber August 1st.
Wait, and who else?
Chris Stapleton.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard Timberlake. I was like, I got respect for
I've seen
Timberlake.
Elton John. Elton John was amazing.
Oh yeah, see, I have respect for all those. So you cannot like the music, but you got to respect them as a musician.
Yeah, as a musician, that's what it was.
When I was younger, I was very biased, but now I grow up and you realize, there's a lot of respect for these guys that made it because they're way up there. I'm still down here trying, and they're way up there. Like Billie Eilish is an artist that frustrates me because her whole thing started with her and her teacher experimenting. They just put a song on SoundCloud, and then it was like an overnight sensation. I'm over here like, what?
Yeah, right.
I mean, and I've seen AC/DC. I've seen Guns N' Roses.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You guys all got a little rock on you.
I've seen more southern or old school rock. Yeah.
Right on. Cool.
Eagles. Eagles are good.
I play the Eagles on my show every once in a while, because it's the what song is that? Black Magic. Was it Black Magic Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that on the thing there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm well rounded, you can say.
Right on.
Well,
we've been on
for 2 hours.
Yeah, over 2 hours. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was awesome, Josh.
I found a beer.
Yeah, thank you for hanging out with me.
Thank you.
I hope I didn't talk too much. I'm really passionate about the stuff you guys talked about.
No,
so
thank you for coming on. We enjoyed
finally, right?
Yeah, you guys are great. I really admire you guys' open-mindedness. And I'm not surprised because you guys are into paranormal stuff, but I much appreciate you guys having me on. I had a lot of fun.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
We got it done right this time.
Yeah, right. It was awesome. Yeah.
You live way over there.
Yeah, right. We live on the opposite sides of the United States. Well, we're in Jersey.
Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're in Jersey.
Yeah, like probably 30 minutes from Philly.
Okay, well, there's a TV show being filmed down there that I might go be a part of.
Really?
So we might have to party.
Yes, absolutely.
So that guy I was talking about earlier, Chris 51, the guy that's running the Headbangers live show with me. He is currently like a co-member in a show that they're filming in Jersey. I'm not allowed to say what, but it's
fine.
It's pretty much a lot of tattoo guys doing something together.
Oh, that's cool.
That are famous from other shows. Ink Masters, the guys from Ink Masters, and him. And he flies down to Jersey to do that. So right now they're trying to figure out if they need some extra help with camera work. So if I am, I'll let you guys know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll have to get together.
Was Ink Masters from California, or where were they from?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know that they're doing it where you guys are at right now.
Megan and Dee want to be invited to wherever you're going to be at.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I might be going to Jerry.
I'm pretty laid back, but I really like to party. So if you guys take me out and drink, just be prepared to deal with me, okay? I'm totally different. I get really crazy when I drink, but
That's awesome.
There's one.
I'm way cool with
I think
that.
We party.
We'll take you to Tattoo Moms. We'll take you to Philly.
Nice. And then, you guys will have to meet Chris and the crew because they're
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, keep me posted on that. That would be awesome.
Are there any good venues to play down there?
Oh yeah.
Over there?
Yeah, definitely good venues. What's
In Philly, yeah.
the Philly one that you usually go to?
TLA.
Underground Arts.
Underground Arts,
Yeah, Union Transfer.
Union Transfer. Yeah, those are like the type of, the
TLA.
TLA is on South
That's
Street,
awesome.
South Street. So those places are really
Well,
G
Voltage
rock,
Lounge.
Voltage Lounge, like those rock type
Those
of.
are rock. Those are rock friendly, metal friendly.
dope. You guys will have to show us around. I want a reason to go there with the band too. So if we I see great things happening.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
If you guys check out my band, let me know if you dig it. I'll send you guys a link if you want. We're doing good. It's hard to make it in rock. It's a very oversaturated industry. The leading genres are Christian, country, and pop. Like what is Taylor Swift? Pop?
Yeah, she used to be country, but now she's
More
pop.
pop now.
Yeah, those three are the top. But metal is very just screwed. We're very oversaturated, and that's why they won't buy the TV show because the people that post shows would rather post like 16 and pregnant
Yeah, right.
than a heavy metal show. That's why you don't see it anywhere because they don't want to sell it. So we just need people to check it out and support it who love metal, and then it might have a chance. And it's got rock stars in it, like we don't get it. We're like, why won't people watch this?
Right.
So check out the band I'm in and check out Headbangers Live. And I'm very down and laid back. I love talking to people, and I had a lot of fun. Hanging with you guys.
We did too.
Yeah, we did too. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there anything that you guys want me to check out or anything? I'll push Paranormal Brew. I haven't got a chance to push you guys yet because we haven't hung out yet. But is there anything else I should know about?
Nah, man, but we'll come on your show too. Like, I know you were asking about that.
What are you doing this Wednesday?
Nothing.
Everybody's at home doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're down pretty
If
much.
you guys are down, I'll put you guys on for the guest. Here's the thing, though. It's my time, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that means you guys are
11.
hanging out at 11.
Yeah.
11.
I'm
Are you guys
up
cool
till
with that?
We could, if I don't work.
Well, I'll hit you guys up, and
I
then
know he will. I know he could do it probably. Yeah.
let me know
I'm
if you
probably
can.
free. I mean, I doubt I'll be going in. Yeah.
I'll get you. We'll get you on the beginning, so you guys don't have to stay up late because we go until 10, and that'd be 1 o'clock for you guys. So,
Yeah.
it's a little bit early, but yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, definitely.
Really quick, Megan asked, where can we see Headbands live?
Headbangers.
Headbangers. She
So-
corrected. She corrected herself. Headbangers.
Okay, typo. If you go to YouTube, it's on YouTube right now, and we're trying to build a presence because Chris said that we have to make sure we get tons of people behind it, and that might intrigue the executive producers of A&E and stuff. So if you go on to YouTube and you look up Headbangers Live TV, 3 separate words, Headbangers Live TV, you'll be able to watch the first episode with Attila and All That Remains. We had Escape the Fade on, but their live performance was so bad that we decided not to put them on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Some bands I didn't know about this until just like 5 years ago, but I found out that a lot of live bands that you guys watch and love, depending on the location that they're at, there's a lot of fake tracks. The singer might not really be singing. The guitar player really might not be playing. And at first, it's a little disappointing, but then you realize it's a lot to do with acoustics. So if you're at there's a place here in Washington, in Tacoma, called the Tacoma Dome. And what that does is it is a dome. And those guys that you love are up there on the stage rocking out, but the acoustics are bouncing like up, hitting the dome, bouncing down, bouncing back. By the time I hear it back, it like throws them off. So it's actually a matter of like making sure it sounds good. Kind of like if you go to see a symphony, they have the conductor in the middle because the instruments on the far end sides are hearing the music half a second delayed more than the middle. So if they were to be going by listening, they would play off and the whole orchestra would sound like shit. So they have to focus on the conductor.
Right.
So it's the same kind of stuff. But some bands are lazy and they do all of it. So you can have a click track in your ear. You can have people doing some fake stuff. But when the singer and everybody is faking it, it's kind of like a disappointment. What Escape the Fate was doing.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
My dog is like snoring so loud.
What kind of dog you got?
He's a Havanese.
Nice. I had to put my dogs away because they bark at everything. So I have to make sure. But I have a pit bull and a chihuahua.
I want it.
They're best.
Say hi, baby. I wake you up.
Oh, he's cute. He or he?
He's a he.
Yeah, Roscoe.
Roscoe. I like that. Cool.
All right, Josh. It's been real, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And,
yeah, thank you guys so much. And
we'll hook up Wednesday, and then if you're in Jersey, let me know.
You got it.
If you're going to be around, you know.
And then if you guys ever want to hang out again too, let me know. I'd love to jump on.
All right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Maybe when things clear up, I can have some of my bandmates with me too because they're a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
My guitar player Saren is also one of our co-hosts for the show, so he's a lot of fun. And I never showed you. Okay, one more thing, and I'll let you guys go. Promise. Sorry, I know we're over time.
No, you're fine.
I never showed you guys the picture of what we look like.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember why I stopped. It's gonna take just a second. Woo!
My phone's gonna die. It says low battery. Shit.
Bye, Beth.
Okay, this and then I'm off. I'm gone forever. Not really.
Not really. No, not forever.
Not forever. Momentarily. I just have it
Really low. Hurry quickly.
Word.
Bye, Beth.
Here we go. Okay.
Oh, I was able to wait.
See if you can see this.
Band.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
Oh yes, I got a
Very
picture.
cool.
Josh, you look awesome.
Yeah, I'm all green and I got red eyes. And then the guy that's gonna join me, if you guys want to together, my co-host is this guy.
You're missing some.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, all right, cool.
All right, awesome.
All right.
It was cool.
Thank you.
Cool chatting.
Thank you so much.
Dave.
We'll
Bye,
talk
guys.
soon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night. I gotta get my phone's gonna like die any second.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody who
Bye,
joined us.
Betsy.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
That
Peace
was
out.
cool. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He was a
How
cool dude.
long?
Almost 2:50.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
So
record?
you guys are gonna have to like try to go on with me on Wednesday then.
yeah, because I don't think I'd work, but
Yeah.
because we, don't know how long this is gonna last before
Yeah, right?
reality comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying good night. So we're saying good night.
Hey, good night. Woo! Sorry. Good night,
Bye,
guys.
guys. Love you and miss you guys.
Miss you too. Be
Adios.
safe.
Love yous. Buenas noches.